0, 1. Let's get started.
Why they stopping me?
Bye, crypto bro.
What's going on, crypto world? It's that guy again, Ball Deep Crypto, coming at you with a little SHX Stronghold piece. Before we get into it, Ball Deep Crypto is not a financial advisor. He's just a guy talking to a computer about what he's into, what he's doing with his money. What you do with yours is your choice. This is not financial advice. That being said, let's get into it. Shout out to Venom SHX, part of the Stronghold community. Sent a tweet out. I've been away for a couple of weeks, so what have I missed? Captain X comes in, obviously a huge burger in the making. And Venom said, obviously talking about Sean Bennett. And then what does Sean Bennett do? Come in and say, shout out to Sean Bennett also. Maybe I'm sad that no one caught my axe with the bridge reference from a few weeks back. Anyway, expect something on that front in the next few days. Obviously, that got the community jumping. Anytime he drops little hints like this, usually something's on the horizon. As you can see, your boy Ball Deep dropped a little American Psycho on there. Woo! Good movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Now let's go over here and see what Chart Nerd had to say. You know, props to him. I see he posted a little beans and toast earlier. I told you, bro. I know how you English chaps do it. My guy. Anyways, he says AXL is everywhere. SHX. He pulled up an old tweet from Sean Bennett from 5/13/2025, replying to a few people and Tammy Camp as well. He said, Axelar could be the play. I've sent a note internally to investigate the bridge post escrow. Obviously, Captain X said, seems like Axelar, which I believe he was the first one to say it. And that's when I came in with the axe, obviously. Shout out to both these guys. Shout out to Venom. Obviously, they're the real MVPs. Your boy Ball Deep Crypto is just piggybacking. You know, I don't mind piggybacking. I just want to talk about it. You know, what do I know? You know, this is all a guess. This video is going to be complete speculation because all of this we're talking about here, obviously, as you see, he's throwing these little, you know, Easter eggs out and everything else. But at the end of the day, whether it be Captain X or Venom or Chart Nerd, we're all guessing, or Ball Deep Crypto, you know. We're all just throwing a guess out there, and that's exactly what this video is going to be. Now, Captain X, shout out. Something big is shaping up for Europe's online future. He's talking about Vision and what they're doing with Bank and Bitpanda. Obviously, they've got regulation meets innovation and tokenization. Talking about Web3 ecosystem. Axelar's in play, obviously, with the MiCar. So, could it be this? SHX with this ERC20 could be accepted in Bitpanda's DeFi wallet. So that's where he's going with it. Again, not a bad play. It says down here, it's Europe's Golden Gate Bridge. Who knows, you know? But you know what Ball Deep likes to do. Let's dive a little bit deeper. Now I went to Grok. Wanted to ask a few questions. So based on the core strengths of Stronghold SHX, obviously as a utility token on Stellar for merchant rewards, governance, and fiat-linked liquidity like ACH Nacho settlements, which you talked about. What is that? $72.5 trillion year industry, people? Come on now. That's why I love me some SHX. Combined with Axelar's inoperability for bridging across 70-plus blockchains, the most likely use case revolve around hybrid fiat crypto payments, cross-chain settlements, and tokenized finance. Now, this setup is ideal for scenarios requiring seamless movement between legacy banking systems and decentralized networks, where SHX provides incentives and liquidity while Axelar handles the secure bridging. Obviously, I asked for a top 8 reasons why this bridge could work with Axelar and SHX. But, that's what we see the axe, we see the bridge. I'm thinking Axelar, bridge, right? Now, shout out. Now, number 1, obviously, is e-commerce merchants for instant cross-border settlements. Online retailers processing high-volume transactions could use the bridge to convert fiat payments via ACH or credit cards, into crypto on chains like Ethereum, trash, or XRPL, earning SHX rewards to offset fees. Now, SHX incentivizes merchants' adoption through governance and liquidity pools, while Axelar ensures assets move fluidly across ecosystems without silos, most likely due to the booming need for frictionless global e-commerce amid rising stablecoin usage. Now, you've got financial institutions for tokenized real estate assets. Obviously, banks or asset managers tokenizing traditional assets, bonds, or real estate. Sorbonne people. Come on now. Protocol 23. Protocol 24 coming in with ZK. Privacy settings. You already know how I feel about it. Would bridge them from Stellar to XRPL or EVM chains for broader DeFi access. SHX acts as a bridge token for liquidity and compliance-linked rewards, with Axelar providing the secure GMP for cross-chain transfers. Highly probable as institutions seek regulated on-ramp post-2024 tokenization surges. Yes, tokenization has been surging, as we've been talking about. Now, we've got payment processors for hybrid fiat crypto rails. Companies like payment gateways integrating with legacy systems, SWIFT or ACH, could use the bridge for real-time conversions to stablecoins like RLUSD or the XRPL. SHX enables merchant-side incentives and governance for network participation, while Axelar bridges to non-stellar chains, likely a top contender given the focus on blending traditional finance with blockchain for efficiency. Now we've got regulated industries. Now businesses and cash-heavy or restricted sectors would bridge fiat inflows to crypto for tokenized payments, bypassing banking hurdles. Obviously, this one's a probable, These are all probables from this point on. DeFi platforms for multi-chain off-ramps, DeFi apps needing fiat entry points would use the bridge to funnel user deposits from bank accounts into cross-chain liquidity pools, obviously. It facilitates transfers to Ethereum. Trash. Now, this is expected to grow as DeFi seeks broader accessibility beyond crypto natives. As we are talking about, they tokenize every asset in the world, people. This is happening. You already know how I feel about that. Sorbonne, game changer, the future. Cross-border remittance services for low-cost transfers. Remittance firms would bridge fiat currencies to XRP or XLM for instant global sends, using SHX for fee rebates and network governance. Obviously, this builds on Ripple's strengths but competes with established players, so it's less likely. Institutional traders for arbitrage and liquidity provision. Hedge funds or market makers would bridge assets across chains for arbitrage opportunities, leveraging SHX and DeFi pools for yields tied to real-world transactions. This one's possible, though it's more niche as it aligns with SHX's liquidity role in volatile markets. Then we've got supply chain managers for tokenizing invoices and payments, which is what XDC does. Shout out to XDC. Love me some XDC. Things like 6 cents right now, 7 cents. Not financial advice. Logistics firms would use the bridge for invoice tokenization, settling payments across chains with fiat backing. SHX incentivizes participants via rewards, obviously. This one's less immediate, but emerging with RWA trends in trade finance. So again, RWA is on the rise. This is a potential possibility. Let's get into the top 8 who they think Grok thinks it is. I personally think it's Ripple. But, what do I know? It's a shot in the dark. Obviously, the number one they're talking about is IBM, which they've obviously had they did the World Wire in 2019, I believe it was, ahead of its time. But they've got the connection with it, and they've already done it. So you've got the monetary value. The market cap is approximately $259 billion based on recent stock data showings. The potential for Stronghold is high. It could unlock $500 million in annual transaction volume for Stronghold by integrating with IBM's enterprise clients, boosting SHX liquidity, market cap by 20 to 30% through market adoption and cross-chain settlements. Now, via IBM's WorldWire for FX remittances, the bridge could route ACH-backed payments from Stronghold to XRPL or EVM chains using SHX for rebates on high-volume enterprise transfers. This enables Stronghold to tap IBM's global B2B network for tokenized assets, earning fees on bridge liquidity, while SHX governance attracts institutional stakers. I mean, IBM, they've already got a history, I'm not against it. Number 2 is Ripple Labs. Obviously, the valuation is estimated at $15 billion, Potential for Stronghold would be very high. Potential to add $1 billion plus in bridge liquidity annually, elevating SHX's role in global payments and potentially doubling Stronghold's use base via Ripple's on-demand liquidity network. Now, in what ways the bridge could hybridize RLUSD with Stronghold's USD anchors on Stellar, allowing instant XRP to SHX swaps for cross-border settlements. Stronghold benefits from shared historical ties by co-developing ILP-compatible rails. We know who builds those rails. Come on, Tammy Camp, shout out to the GOAT. Where SHX and also Sean Bennett, let's be real about it, both of them, love them, prodigies. Where SHX incentivizes reward merchants using Ripple corridors, driving fee revenue, and SHX staking yields. So the top two they pick, they think IBM, Ripple, not bad choices. Uphold, which obviously they just they had the announcement that they're with Uphold now for high value net worth customers and institutional use. So Uphold, this could be potentially with Uphold. I mean, I didn't even think about it till this popped up, and I was like, well, actually, duh, it's on the radar. It's right there. Obviously, you've got value of over 1.5 billion. You've got potential as medium to high. It could generate 200 to 300 million in annual SHX trading volume, enhancing Stronghold's CFI to DeFi presence and increasing SHX's circulating utility by 15 to 25%. All good things. Now, Uphold's platform could list SHX as a bridge asset for fiat to multi-chain conversions using Axelar to move assets to Ethereum, trash, or XRPL. This allows Stronghold to leverage Uphold's 10 million plus users for OTC trades, with SHX rewards for liquidity provision, boosting Stronghold's revenue from partnership fees and on-ramp integrations. Juicy. Obviously, Nacha, which we talked about, fourth on the list. The network's payment volume of approximately 93 trillion annualized. Woo, woo, woo. Remember we said it's 72.5 with a 3 to 5% annual increase. Come on now. Q2 2025 shows 23.3 trillion quarterly, exceeding the 2024 88 trillion. That's about a 3 to 5% growth, people. It's coming. High. They said this potential is high for this. It could facilitate 5 billion plus in tokenized ACH volume for Stronghold, positioning it as a regulated bridge leader and potentially tripling SHX's DeFi TVL through compliant integrations. Ooh, I'd love to hear that. In what ways? By modernizing Notch's ACH rails with the bridge, which, ACH is going modern, people. They're going digital. This is happening, and Stronghold is the only crypto preferred member on that list that we've done in previous videos. If you haven't watched the videos, watch them. They're boring as hell, but there's some good stuff in there. Stronghold could enable real-time fiat settlements to crypto chains using SHX for volume-based incentives. This integrates with FedNow for U.S. payments, allowing Stronghold to earn processing fees, while SHX governance ensures compliance, attracting banks and expanding Stronghold's fiat enterprise. Love this Notch relationship. That is huge. We've got Marqeta, which, I clearly say I've never heard of them, but, they've got a market cap of approximately 2.27 billion. Potential for Stronghold is medium, potential of 100 to 200 million in embedded finance revenue, strengthening SHX's merchant ecosystem and increasing adoption by 10 to 20% via card-linked crypto. Now, Marqeta's programmable cards could trigger SHX rewarded bridges for e-commerce payments, converting fiat to cross-chain assets via Axelar. As an investor in Stronghold, this deepens ties for joint products, where Stronghold gains from transaction fees and SHX liquidity pools tied to high-volume retail flows. I'm going to look a little bit more into Marqeta. They came on the list. I've seen them. It's late as hell. I'm not doing it right now, but there we go. Now, Uniswap Labs is a monetary value of a 1.66 billion. A medium to high on this one for SHX could boost SHX's DeFi TVL by 300 to 500 million through cross-chain swaps, enhancing Stronghold's visibility in Web3 and driving 20% growth in the SHX's utility. Let's go. Get the SHX out there. And I'm sure the SHX heads out there be like, yeah, let's go. Get that price up. I like it low because I'm still, when it dipped, when the crash happened, I got more SHX. I got more Velo and I got more Agua. That's who I am. I'm cheap. I like those low caps. I just feel like that was just too juicy. I had to do what I had to do. Not financial advice. Do what you had to do. Now, in what ways? Obviously, Uniswap could add SHX as an incentive token for in merchant pools, bridging Stellar USD to Ethereum, trash, for fiat crypto trades. This allows Stronghold to provide on-ramps for Uniswap's AMM, earning swap fees, while SHX rewards liquidity providers, fostering decentralized merchant financing. And the last tier 2 are going to be Lindo Finance. Its TVL estimates at $40 billion. Obviously, it's an Ethereum trash ETF growth. Now, the potential for Stronghold is medium. Potential to add 200 to 400 million in staked SHX equivalents, expanding Stronghold's liquid staking offerings and increasing revenue by 15% via bridged yields. The bridge could integrate Stronghold's fiat deposit with Lido's STETH on EVM chains using SHX for governance rewards and cross-chain pools. This enables users to stake bridge assets from Stellar, with Stronghold benefiting from referral fees and enhanced SHX staking mechanisms tied to institutional Ethereum trash liquidity. We got Osmosis Labs as the last one. It's got a market cap of approximately 95 million for the Osmo token, with protocol TVL around 200 million. Potential obviously is medium. Could introduce 100 to 200 million in interchain liquidity for SHX, positioning Stronghold in the Cosmos DeFi and boosting SHX's cross-ecosystem adoption by 10 to 15%. Osmos could use the bridge for SHX-backed AMAs connecting Stellar to Cosmos, enabling low-fee merchant swaps. Stronghold gains from liquidity incentives and fees on fiat bridge trades, with SHX governance aligning with Osmosis DEX for seamless token flows and supply chain or remittance use cases. Obviously, this is all guesses and speculation, but it's fun to look. It could be any one of these. Sean Bennett, what do you think? I know you ain't watching it. I definitely know you ain't watching this deep into it, but I still got to ask, right? You know? Closed mouths don't get fed. But this is also a key word. What we see here happening is interoperability, chains, using other chains. We see a lot of this being based off of what Soraban is bringing, what Protocol 23 has done to the upgrade, what Stellar XLM is doing, and SHX is utilizing it being on those rails, but also SHX is a hybrid. It's a unicorn. It can be used on multiple chains. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing in my opinion. I love me some Stronghold SHX. Tell me what you think in the comments. If you made it this far or even watched a little bit of this, thank you for your time. Time is money, and you chose to spend it here. I appreciate that. I hope each and every one of you have a great day. And like I always say, chase a check, never chase a bitch.